Hello everyone, this is KimKaase, a transformative business coach, and this is my fourth video in a series on time crunch. As I've said before, everyone I know is in a time crunch these days. No one has enough time, and I've made this set of videos to hopefully shine a light on how to get more time out of your day without a lot of time management techniques. Like, we're going to ditch the time management techniques. So what we've talked about so far were, in week one, having a compelling vision for yourself so that you really understand what your priorities are. And that's whether you have your own business or you're a leader within a company and you're working for someone else, or you're a staff in a company. Like, that's having your own vision for yourself is of utmost importance so that you really get your own priorities. The second thing we talked about was stop multitasking. Multitasking is a time suck. It burns a lot of your time and is never the most productive and efficient way to do anything. The third thing we talked about was quit being a CEO, Chief Everything Officer. If you need to hire someone in your business to help you with what you're doing, do it. You're buying back your own time, not someone else's. The same thing with delegation. It's the same thing. Chief everything officers tend to keep everything to themselves and try to do everything, when in fact there usually are people around to delegate to, and that is getting your own time back. It has so much less to do with the other person and everything to do with your own time. So in this fourth installment of time crunches, what I want to focus on today is probably either the first or second biggest time suck that I see for people, other than multitasking. And it has to do with, people tend to focus on what they don't want. They tend to focus on problems. They tend to focus on what's wrong. And from an evolutionary standpoint, this makes complete sense. Our brain is meant to keep us aware of danger and what's wrong. So this filtering for what's wrong is really common, and kept us safe. Way back to the days when people really did have a lot of unsafe things going around, like bears in the woods, tigers. They'd fear for starvation, that sort of thing. But since we're not living by and large in a society where there's a lot of danger, our brain is on overload of filtering out, like filtering for problems, filtering for what's wrong, filtering for what needs to be fixed. And then, so that's naturally what the brain does. And then secondly, we've been conditioned through traditional schooling methods. Unless you were kind of in a non-traditional schooling method, you were absolutely, that natural way our brain works was conditioned into us even more. So I want to suggest something else to you. Instead of rolling over in your mind, like, what if, worst case scenarios, terrible idea, any of that, like focusing on problems, doing a lot of problem solving, focusing on what you don't want, here's what I want you to start to notice in yourself. To start to put your attention, which is your very most valuable resource, your attention, I want you to start putting it on what it is you do want, okay? What it is that's going right, what you appreciate in life about your job situation, your team, your partner, your kids. Like, really, I want you to put some attention on what's fantastic. And that's not just because, that's not because I want you to become a better person. Like, I don't have any, it's nice if everyone went around doing that, but that's not why I'm saying this. I'm saying this because it's practical if you want time back in your life. Because when you focus on what's right, you'll just notice that things start to go different. I'm not going to go into the why of that in this video. That would require a longer conversation, which you can schedule with me. And it's not magic and it's not woo. So there's real science behind it. But the truth is, when you start to really focus on what's going right, having some reflective time for yourself, not churning over, what should I do? This is going wrong. Like, all that stuff is, when I talk to people, and one of the first questions I ask them when they start engaging with me is, how much time are you spending in thinking like, uh, a worried state, an anxious state, a what's going wrong state, a suffering state, like these, kind of what feel automatic primal states. And many people come to me, like I had one client, a person who eventually became a client. He said he thought it was close to 24 hours a day because he could even feel it going on when he was in bed. But most people still, like, they're coming to me saying, gosh, I probably spend 7 or 8 hours in that kind of state. And the thing about that sort of, worry, problem thinking, here's what's wrong, is that's not a state where you can solve anything. Like, you're not going to make a great solution in that state, first of all. And then you've spent all your time, which is precious, right? Your time and attention are so precious. You're watching these videos because you have time crunches. Like, you've spent all your time in a worried state, and it just, like, it makes no sense. So what I want you to do, instead of my cat's wanting to get in on this video, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but anyway, she's dying to get in on the time videos. But I would like for you to spend time focusing on what's going well, focusing on your vision that you created in week 1, focusing on, appreciating the people around you, appreciating your life, like really appreciating your life and the people around you. And notice what that does for your time crunches. Notice what happens with time when you do that. I have really enjoyed putting these videos together on time for you guys, this series. If you want to schedule a 45-minute consultation with me, please click the link below. That's always available, and I look forward to talking to you very soon again. Thank you.